Minutes before the shooting, on their way into the nightclub, the red arrow shows the victim. The blue arrow is the alleged gunman Chris Kaba. It was the week before Kaba's death. In the packed bar, Kaba pushes his way through the crowds towards the victim. He opens fire. The victim, hit in the leg, manages to run. Chris Kaba calmly puts the gun in his bag and, in the chaos, strides out. Only then does he start to run, chasing the victim and shooting him a second time. In the wake of the shooting, the nightclub was closed down. If he'd lived, Chris Kaba would have been charged with attempted murder for the shooting here. And police were also planning to put a gang injunction on him to restrict his activities as someone involved in gang violence.
Oh, police!
Chris Kaba was shot dead by a police marksman 6 days later.
Standing by for strikes, stand by, stand by.
He was driving a vehicle linked to a shooting the night before. The firearms officer, Martyn Blake, was cleared of murder. His acquittal prompted much criticism of the decision to charge the officer, not least from a colleague of his who was there on the night.
Martyn was acting entirely in good faith in order to protect his colleagues and in doing so more broadly to protect members of the public. So I think for many firearms officers it's a confusing situation they find themselves in, that it's actually the public who will suffer from this. The public are less safe when we create a culture where our police officers are neither valued nor treated fairly. And I think for all of us within the policing community particularly, but for those members of the public who have an interest in this too, I think we should all be very concerned.
And in a statement, the Met Police Federation criticised the police watchdog, the IOPC. It remains a matter of grave concern, said the Federation, that investigations into the most serious, complex and dynamic operational scenarios such as this are carried out by those who seemingly have little or no experience of policing.
Show me your hands!
The Met Commissioner has called for more legal protection for officers who use lethal force. Not everyone agrees.
I'm not in favour of there being a different justice system for the police. It's been suggested today by some people that we should have a sort of court-martial system. Our police officers are not soldiers. They're citizens in uniform, as we've always believed. They're subject to the same law as us, and I think that should be the situation. Otherwise, I think there's a real risk if there was a special system of justice for police officers who'd shot people. That would strongly weaken, very much weaken public confidence.
Details of Chris Kaba's past had been kept from the jury, but revealed the day after the verdict.
Little bro, F-side's back and just wants to pick up a knife and ching.
This was Kaba, his rap name Mad Itch, said to be a core member of the 6-7 gang in South London and allegedly its principal gunman. His family had hoped to keep details of his gang connections hidden until a potential inquest. They did not respond to the revelations. Martyn Brunt, Sky News.